I hope that after this practice on so many questions of circle theorem, that the circle theorem subject is becoming easier for you. And we are working in worksheet number 28 on the mixed questions. I'm going to solve in this record question 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9 from mixed questions. And what we mean by mixed questions is we are exposing you to all, hopefully, skills of solving circle theorem problems. Okay, let's have a look at this question here. And as I always like to start, I don't prefer to read the question or the angles in particular that they want us to find in the question. I'd rather look at the drawing first and think of all angles that I can find immediately. And then I will read the question in order to answer the angle that they're asking for in particular. Okay, so if we have a look at this question here, first thing that will cross my mind, so AOB is an angle at the center that is facing RAB, and angle ACB is an angle at the circumference that is facing or opposing the exact same arc. Accordingly, the rule says that if this is the case, then the angle at the circumference is half the angle at the center, and 140 divided by 2, it will be 70 degrees. So this angle is 70 degrees. And I highly recommend that as you're finding angles, you write it down so that you don't forget the steps of finding the angle. So we can say that angle at the circumference that's facing or opposing arc AB is half the angle at the center. Accordingly, angle ACB is equal to half of angle AOB. So half of 140 is equal to 70 degrees. Perfect. All right. What else can I find here? Oh, let me first erase this so that we can have a better look. Okay, I can think of O to A from the center to the circumference. This is a radius. O to B from the center to the circumference. This is a radius as well, which means that I have an isosceles here, right? So immediately I will say isosceles triangle and name it immediately AOB. okay? We can actually say that angle OAB is equal to angle ABO, and they're both equal to 180, which is the sum of angles in a triangle, minus the known angle, which is 40, divided by 2. And the answer will be 20 degrees. So this angle is 20, and this angle is 20 as well. Okay, let's erase this so that we can have a better look at the drawing, okay? What else can I find by looking at the shape? Um, mm, okay, can I find this angle at the center here? Angles at a point add up to 360. So this angle will be, if I subtract 140 from 360, it will be 220, 220 degrees. So I can write step number 3, angles at point O add up to 360 degrees. Accordingly, reflex angle AOB is equal to 360 minus 140, which is equal to 220 degrees. Okay. And I can think of, we should never ever forget the old rules of finding missing angles, such as if you look at A, C, B, O, A, this is a polygon. So I will say here, step number 4, polygon A, C, B, O. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4 sides. Number of sides is equal to 4. And we have 3 angles that are known, so we can accordingly find this angle here, right? So we may use sum of interior angles in a polygon is equal to n minus 2 times 180. So the known angles are 14 plus 70 plus the angle at the center, which is 220, plus, let's say, angle CBO, right? CBO is equal to 4 minus 2 times 180. And if you add 14, 70, and 220, the answer will be 304 plus the angle that we are drawing, which is CBO, is equal to 2 times 180, which is 360 degrees. And if you subtract 304 from 360, then angle CBO is equal to 56 degrees. So this angle here is 56 degrees. And we did not use, note please, that we did not use acyclic quadrilateral rules because this is not a cyclic quadrilateral, it's a polygon. So we can apply the rule of S is equal to n minus 2 times 180. Why it's not a cyclic quadrilateral? Because the points of this quadrilateral, if I may call it, are not all at the circumference of the circle. One of the points is actually at the center, while a cyclic quadrilateral, all the points, all 4 points of the quadrilateral must be on the circumference of the circle. Great. So let's erase here. Let's erase here. And let's erase here. And let's erase these small signs, which we use to only count the sides in this polygon. Okay, so we found this. Okay. Now I can get used of A, D, C, B, back to A. This is a cyclic quadrilateral because as you can see, all the points are at the circumference of the circle. Accordingly, I can find this angle here, which we can call ADC or CDA. And we can say, so step number 5. Step number 5, we can say cyclic quadrilateral, and you may name it as ABCD. Opposite angles add up to 180 degrees. Accordingly, the opposite angle to angle ADC is the 56 plus 20, right? So we're going to say angle ADC is equal to 180 minus the opposite angle. Let me just highlight it here. The opposite angle is this angle, which is the 56 plus the 20, right? So minus 56 plus 20. So this angle will be equal to 104 degrees. So this angle is 104 degrees. And let's erase this. Sorry. Let's erase this so that we don't get confused. And last step will be so that all angles are known for us. We have, so step number, let's say 6, isosceles triangle, and you may name this isosceles triangle as ADC. ADC, where angle CAD is equal to angle ACD. So angle CAD is equal to angle ACD, and accordingly, the sum of angles in a triangle is 180 minus the known angle is 104 divided by 2. So the answer will be 38 degrees. So this angle here is 38. And this angle here is 38 as well. So I think we found all angles. Now we can answer the questions. So ACD, where is angle ACD? It's the angle that we found. ACD, it's 38 degrees. And as you can see that this question has 5 marks on it, which means we really need to show the 5 steps that we went through from the very beginning of solving this question. So as you can see, step number 1, step number 2, step number 3, step number 4, and step number 5, including the final answer. All right, let's move to the next question here. So have a look at the drawing and think of the first angle that you can find just by looking at the drawing. So I would say, as for myself, okay, I am going to name these sides, to be honest. So let's say this point here, I will start with A, B, and this is point C. Okay, so first thing I would be thinking of is the angle at the center, which is facing arc AB, is double the angle at the circumference facing the exact same arc. So let me write what I have just said. So step number 1, angle at the center facing arc AB is double the angle at the circumference facing the exact same arc. Accordingly, we can say that angle AOB is equal to 2 times angle ACB. So 2 times 58, the answer will be 116 degrees. So this angle here is equal to 116 degrees. Accordingly, and this will be the final step in order to find Z, so we're going to say angles at point O add up to 360 degrees. Accordingly, angle Z is equal to 360 minus 116, and Z will come down to 244 degrees. So this angle here is 244 degrees. If you have a look at question number 7, okay, we have the exact same case. So we have this angle at the center, which is QOS, facing arc QS, and the angle at the circumference, which is QPS. So the angle at the circumference is half the angle at the center. How can I write this? So this one, it will be 73 degrees, because half of 146 is 73. So you should write step number 1, angle at the circumference facing arc QS is half the angle at the center facing the exact same arc, meaning angle QPS equals to half of angle QOS. So half of 146, the answer is 73 degrees. Okay. Second thing that we can find is probably this angle at the center. So 360 minus 146, the answer will be 214 degrees. Let's write this down. So we're going to say step number 2, angles at point O add up to 360 degrees. Accordingly, reflex angle QOS is equal to 360 minus 146, and the answer is 214 degrees. Okay, next, what can we find? What can we find? Okay. We can think of this cyclic quadrilateral Q, one side, QP. The second side is PS. Third side is SR. Fourth side is RQ. And as you can see, all the points of this cyclic quadrilateral are at the circumference of the circle. So accordingly, we can find this angle here. Opposite angles in a cyclic quadrilateral add up to 180. So we can find this angle by subtracting 73 from 180, and the answer will be 107 degrees for this angle. And we can write this step down. So we can say step number 3, cyclic quadrilateral, and you must name it, which is Q, PSR, opposite angles add up to 180. Accordingly, angle QRS is equal to 180 minus 73 degrees. And the answer for this angle will be 107 degrees. That's basically all the angles that we can find based on what's given in this question. Let me just erase this. And let's answer the questions on this drawing. So if we go down here, they're asking for angle QRS, which is the last angle that we found in this question. So QRS is equal to 107. And as you can see here, we showed all the steps as we started with this question. And this question has 2 marks on it, which tells us that showing our steps is mandatory or is a must in order to get the full mark on this question. Let's move to next. So by looking at the shape, the first thing I could think of is angle AOB, which is an angle at the center, but there is no angle at the circumference. So I can only think of this reflex angle, which is equal to 360 minus 124. Sorry. So 360 minus 124. And the answer will be 236 degrees. I can think of, to be honest, the following rule, if you remember. So BC is a tangent and AC is another tangent. Both tangents are meeting at the exact same point, which means that the two tangents are equal. So this side is equal to this side. This side is equal to this side here, right? Okay. And one more thing, tangent and radius, when they meet at a point on the circumference of the circle, it means that the angle between the radius and the tangent is always 90 degrees. And once again, radius OA meets with tangent AC at a point on the circumference of the circle, which means that they are perpendicular and the angle between a radius and a tangent is always 90 degrees. Perfect. Accordingly, if you look at the shape now, if you look at the shape, which is ABC, we can see a polygon, right? So we're going to say polygon and name it A, B, C. We can say A, O, B, C. A, O, B, C. This is the naming of the polygon. Okay, how many sides? The number of sides is 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 4 sides. We can apply the rule, the sum of interior angles is equal to number of sides minus 2 times 180 degrees. And the known angles are 90 plus 124 plus 90 plus the U, which is our unknown angle. And as you can see, the number of sides must match the number of angles that you added. So we added 1, 2, 3, 4. So the number of sides is 4 as well. 4 minus 2 times the 180 degrees. So the addition of the 90 and 124 and 90 is 304 plus the unknown angle, which is U. And then 4 minus 2 times 180 is equal to 360 degrees. And if you subtract 304 from 360, this will bring angle U down to 56 degrees. So this angle here is 56 degrees. And as you can see, it has 2 marks on it. So showing your work on how did you find the missing angle is a must in order to get the full mark. And the last question in this record is this question. And always start by looking at the shape before you actually read which question in particular is requested to be found or required to be found. All right. So basically we have the exact same case that we had in hand just a minute ago. So as you can see here, if we want to say this angle, the reflex angle is basically 360 minus 4x, because the angle at the center UOT is given as an expression of 4x. And we also have radius OT and radius OU, and we have tangent TP, that is, and UP, and both tangents TP and UP meet at the exact same point, which means that this side is equal to this side. And this means as well that the angle between the radius and the tangent is 90 degrees, and the radius and this tangent, it's 90 degrees. And we can see polygon. Okay, let's start polygon, and you can name it as UOTP. The sum of angles in a polygon is equal to number of sides minus 2 times 180, and the number of sides, 2 radiuses and 2 tangents, so it's 4. So the given angles are 90 plus 90 plus the angle at the center is 4x, which is an interior angle in the polygon, and the angle at the meeting point of the 2 tangents is x. So we add it as well. Number of sides is 4 minus 2 times 180. So we have an equation right now with one unknown, which is x. So what we need to do is to collect like terms. So 90 plus 90 is 180 degrees, plus 4x plus x is 5x, is equal to 4 minus 2 is 2 times 180 is 360. So in order to solve a linear equation with one unknown, which is x, we need to apply opposite operations. So minus 180 minus 180 and then divide by 5. So x is equal to 360 minus 180 divided by the coefficient of x, which is 5. Accordingly, x is equal to 36 degrees. So this angle is 36 and this angle is 4 times 36, which is equal to 144 degrees. And we came to the end of this record. I highly recommend that you watch this record as many times as you need to. Make sure that you understand all questions, and I will say have a very good night, and I will see you in the next record sometime soon. Bye-bye.